Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day so far and welcome back to another Everyday Makeup Monday video. So in these videos I am just getting ready for an everyday day, generally a work day, but today I'm just chilling at home, just wanted to play with some makeup. So the focus of today's video is going to be this palette here from Collection. This is the Malibu Waves eye palette. And as you can see, this is full of beautiful warm brown peachy tones and also lilacs and purples all down this end. We've got a really good selection of mattes and shimmer shades, so all the ones on the top row are matte shades and all the ones on the bottom are shimmery shades. So I feel like we can make a really good eye look with this. I'm going to be swatching all of these and trying to come up with some sort of everyday eye look. I'm particularly interested in this shade down in the bottom corner because that looks like a peachy pinky nude shade but with purple reflects in it, and I love a purple eyeshadow. I love all colour, but purple at the minute is just speaking to me. So I will do the rest of my base makeup first and then we'll have a play with this. So for concealer, I'm going to be using the Revlon Colourstay Skin Awaken 5-in-1 Concealer. I wear this in the shade 005. I really like this concealer. It's really hydrating, really nice coverage, and the colour is really good for me at the minute as well. I just hate the applicator. I find the applicator irksome to use. I just feel like it would be easier to use this product if the packaging was different. Like you squeeze it to get all of the product out and then as soon as you let go of it, all the product just goes back into the sponge and you don't get any more out. So you have to like squeeze it and use both hands to still have the product out on the sponge. Has anyone else tried that? Does anyone else feel like it's just a bit difficult? But it's a really good concealer, like the actual product, the amount of coverage, the colour, the lasting power. I really enjoy the actual product. It's just the packaging is really annoying. For bronzer, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. You can see how close I am to the end of this one and I will absolutely repurchase it. It's such a good cream bronzer. So this is in the shade Tan Lines and I'm just going to load this up onto my brush and then start bronzing up the face. So for my sort of face shape, I have quite a long forehead. I have a lot of space up here. So I like to go across quite heavily with like my cream bronzers and things like that. And then I also sort of work it into the sides just to try and minimize that a little bit. And I also feel like that's a lot of space to be working with, so I can go quite heavy with the bronzer and things up there. Maybe you think I look like a clown, but that's how I like to do it. And then I brought this blusher over, but I might add something more pinky when we get to the end. This is the Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Blush in Blushing in Love, and this is a really light baby pink colour, so I'm not sure how this is going to work just by itself, but we'll give it a go. And work that into the brush. Oh no, I think we'll be okay with that. Work it into the brush and then I like to keep it quite far back and quite high. Again, just what I like for my face shape. So I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of powder bronzer. Again, it's the middle of summer, I just want to be a little bit extra bronzed than this. So this is the Body Collection Bronzing Powder. This is the one that I picked up recently and this is in the shade Light Medium. Oh, and this has a really subtle shimmer to it. When I tested this the first time, my foundation and my base and things were a lot more tanned than I am currently. So I wanted to see how this would look on my more natural skin tone because it is very fair, but I have been enjoying that recently, more of a fair bronzer rather than something really dark. Yes, I feel like that has just added a really nice amount of extra bronze on top of the cream bronzer, but also that really subtle sort of shimmer, but it's not glittery, it's just a really nice glow. I really like this bronzer. I would say, however, if you were any darker than I am, even by a little bit, then you would need the medium shade. Like, I would normally not even consider buying a medium shade in a bronzer, but this is only suitable for my skin tone when I am at my palest. If I was wearing even the slightest bit of fake tan, or if I had been out in the sun recently, which I definitely have not, then I would need the next shade deeper. So I'm just quickly going to do my brows. I am using the Collection Incredible Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette 2 and the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I'm sorry, I always use the same things, but when you find something that works for you, you just gotta run with it. So I'll be back when I've got some brows on. So that is the brows done. Let's swatch the palette. I've had this for the longest time, and honestly, I just forgot that it was in my drawers, and then I was looking through them the other day thinking, what do I want to use? And I saw this and I thought, I need to put this in an actual video, like testing video, rather than just trying it myself. So this is all of the shades swatched. These are the mattes down this side, and these are the shimmers down this side. And honestly, those shimmers are so underwhelming. Like, this one, you can't, there is a swatch there. You can't even see it. There is nothing there. And I will show you in the actual pan, that was this shade here. I'll really work that into my finger, and like, there's just not really much like coming off at all. Like, the amount that I just dug my hand into that and I just swiped that across my hand there, that's not showing up at all. The matte shades look fine. The brightest, darkest purple looks really, really pretty, but the others seem a little bit chalky. This is the prettiest of the shimmer shades. That's the one called Road Trip. That's really pretty, but other than that, like, I am quite underwhelmed with that. I'm quite disappointed in those swatches. Of course, the swatches don't necessarily mean anything, because sometimes the swatches can look fantastic on your arm and then by the time you've got it on your eye, it looks like crap. But I'm just a little bit underwhelmed. So I'm going to just go in with some of the matte shades. I will go in with Soft Top, which is this shade here, on a big fluffy brush, and just work that through the crease. So that's adding a nice sort of warmth to the lid. Nothing crazy, it's just a sort of neutrally peachy tone, but that's blending nicely. It's not upsetting me, basically. The swatches upset me, but this blended out with a brush isn't so far. So with a slightly smaller but still quite fluffy brush, I'm going to go into the shade Happy Hour, which is the lightest of the like lilac-y shades, and I'm going to just blend that sort of across the lid and slightly lower than that first shade we put on. So that's blending in really nicely, and that's made that a lot more like pinky, a lot more lilac-y. That's really pretty. And then another slightly smaller brush into the darkest purple of the matte shades, and that's called Lagoon, and I'll just keep that on the outer corner. And then going back in with that lightest shade and blending out all of those edges with a big fluffy brush. I'm trying to just decide which shimmer shade I want to use. Try saying that quickly. I feel like, judging by the colours in the palette, I want to go for this one, but that was so rubbish when I swatched it that I'm just reluctant to use it. I think I'm going to go for this more goldy shade, Road Trip. Do I just use my fingers? I don't really know how to make this better with a shimmer when I already like how this is all blending out. I just feel like a shimmer might ruin this because they just swatched so awfully. But let's try it. I will use my finger and then I can always blend it out with a brush. Okay, so I got quite a lot of fallout from that shimmer shade, but that looks really, really pretty. Can you see how like golden and warm that is? I feel like in contrast with that purple, that looks really nice. I will try a little bit of that lighter shade, Cali, on the brush, and I will just put that on the inner corner, because we all know how much I enjoy a nice bright inner corner. So we'll just see how that layers on. That's not my favourite undertone for the inner corner. I do prefer to have something perhaps a little bit lighter and icier, whereas that is a little bit purpley, so it's bringing out that blue in that inner corner area. But my mistake. I will go in with just a tiny bit of that darker purple shade, Surfs Up. This one, just a tiny little bit, not quite the outer corner, but just sort of the middle to outer, just on the lid. So there is quite a bit of that glitter under my eyes, but that is, I suppose, to be expected with a cheaper eyeshadow palette like this. I will just remember next time to do my eyeshadow first. But these have all blended together really nicely. I feel like the contrast between the warmth of like the peachier tones and the purples is really, really nice. The purples are warmer in that they're not that like cool grey toned purple. They are definitely warmer, which I prefer. I feel like that suits blue eyes more. I really like purple eyeliner and purple eyeshadow because I just feel like those colours bring out my eyes more, and I also like that pop of like gold on the inner lid area. That warmth just really ties everything in. I like how this looks. It's not my favourite purple eyeshadow that I've ever done. I have other palettes that I prefer for purples, but I like how this looks. I will add a bit of mascara and lipstick and be done now. So this is the e.l.f. Big Mood mascara. Didn't mean to match the mascara to the eyeshadow palette, but we're going with it. So I'm just going to add a nice big layer of mascara. So I'm going to just tap over a little bit of lipstick. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche Matte in 633 Moka Chic, and I feel like this will just be neutral enough that it won't feel like overpowering with the eyes. So I'll just smudge out that lipstick a little bit with my fingers just to make it a little bit sort of softer around the edges, because I didn't want to use a lip liner today, and I just want to go over the top of where we put that liquid blush, because I feel like with the amount of pink and like pink tones that we've got in the eyes, I just feel like I need a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Bite Size Face Palette. This is in the shade Guava, and I feel like this warmer, pinkier tone will look nice with everything else that we've got on. So I'm just going to buff a little bit of this over the cheeks, and I think we're done. I feel very sort of pale today, so I feel like that's throwing me off a little bit. Also, my brows are not playing today, but I like the eyeshadow palette. I'm glad I have it in my collection. Is it the greatest purple eyeshadow palette I've ever used? No. Is it the best sort of peachy pinky eyeshadow palette I've ever used? Also no. But it's super affordable. It's made this look, and this is really pretty. It's just nothing sort of special. I could have easily created this look with like some other palettes that I have in my collection. The Juvia's palette, the Mauves one, is really nice. That is a slightly more expensive drugstore one. I mean, I think that was like £14, whereas I can't even remember how much this was. It's like £3.99. For a very cheap purple eyeshadow palette, it's fine. If you only have £3.99 or however much this is, and you want a purple eyeshadow palette, it's fine. It's just not knocking my socks off. It's just a perfectly fine purple eyeshadow. Would I run out to get it again? Probably not. I like the idea of it, I like the tones that are all in there together, but I have all of these colours in other palettes that I have that are probably better quality, and I'm so disappointed in that shade because that should have been very, very exciting and it just wasn't. So that's my review of the Malibu Waves palette from Collection and the look that I made from it. Let me know if you have this palette as well. Is that shade really quite rubbish for you, or do I just need to use it with a setting spray or something? Let me know. Let me know what looks you create with this, what colours you use together and things like that. I do want to keep playing with it. I am of course going to still use it because I have it, but it's just not anything that I would really recommend. It's just fine. That's what it is, it's just fine. And I think, you know, for a couple of quid more you could get a Revolution palette or something like that and it would probably work a lot better. But that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is the first video of mine that you have seen, then hi, my name is Millie. I post videos 3 times a week on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Saturday. Loads of testing videos, reviews, tutorials on different looks, all of that sort of stuff. So if that's what you're into, then you can subscribe down below. On the day that I'm filming this, we just hit 400 subscribers, so I'm really, really excited to have 400 sets of eyes on me. That's fun, but until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye!